here to do this.
Man, I'm so happy to have you here, man. Once again, I mean, you was here last time, man, and we had a great time, didn't we? I think we had
Absolutely, always, man,
always
always.
a great time. I think it was a great time. Um,
Yes.
uh, okay, so we got some more people chiming in now. So let's let some people in. Let's let
Yeah.
some people
Let
in.
them on in. Let them
Yeah,
on
let them all
in.
in.
Come in the door.
Come on in the door.
Come in the door.
Very special treat today. We got
In the front
back
way.
in the building on Pep Talk. And you
Yeah.
know, of course, I'm D Mole. You know me. I'm D Mole. Stoker, let's start the show. Let's start.
Welcome to my podcast. Welcome to my podcast. Welcome to my podcast.
Yeah. I must say, he's in the building today. We got Stokley in the building today on Pep Talk. He stopped by, I must say.
Yay.
So excited.
Yay.
They're chiming in right now. They're chiming in to see my boy Stokley. Please mute your video, sis. Please mute you. Thanks for stopping, though. Just mute your video for me. I appreciate it. I know you're excited just as much as I'm excited that Stokley is in the building. What's up, Stokley? How's everything, man? I must say, man, I'm so happy to have you in the building. I must say, thanks.
I'm happy to be in the building, man. Thanks for having me again. Happy to be here.
Let me help sis out with her video. I'm sorry, sis. This is a one and two conversation only.
Right.
But I appreciate you stopping by, though, sis.
It's an A and B conversation, but you can see it.
Yes, you can see it. You definitely can see it. Man, I must say, Stokley, I'm excited about this new project that you got. I must say, man.
Me too.
I've been listening to it. I've been vibing to it. I love it, man. Sankofa, man. I must say, your sophomore album.
Thank you, man. Appreciate that. Really.
What's the feeling like? Tell me what the feeling is like.
The feeling is amazing right now, man. People seem to be taking to it. They understand what I'm trying to say. They understand what I'm feeling,
right?
And they're feeling it right back. So everything that I gave, everything that I felt from life, which includes everybody, I'm giving back to them. So we're just doing this, man. It's been really amazing. Yeah, the feedback has been really amazing. So
I love it.
Thank y'all. Thank you. Just continue to get the word out.
Yeah.
And spread the word, man. You know,
it's important.
For a minute. We're gonna be working this for a minute.
Yeah. It's definitely. I mean, when you say you've been working this for a minute, let's really talk about this minute, because it's been talk for those that are in the know and don't know. Tell the people how long Stokley has been in this music game, man.
It's been about 35. Been about since we started this journey, yeah.
Spicy tuna wrap. How's it?
Oh,
is it really good? Does it come with something?
Got her ordering the spicy tuna wrap. We got to we mute her. Okay, she's mute.
Oh, they muted me.
Oh, you good?
Back on. Can you hear me?
Okay. She's on there ordering a spicy tuna wrap. Yeah.
Give me a salad.
But Stoke, talk to us about how long you've been in. I know you just mentioned it, but I missed it because of the interruption.
Been on this journey for 35 years, man. 35 plus around there. So it's been a little while.
Oh, yes, it has. Yes, it has. Yeah. Let's get back on the Sankofa trip. Let's talk about Sankofa. Let's talk about the title. A lot of people don't know this title, man. I mean, go back and get it is the meaning of Sankofa.
Yeah, that is the Ghanaian Akan tribe meaning, definition, you know.
Right.
And it's an old concept, you know, of course, ancestors, man, are so witty and clever, and you know, it means basically it's a reflection of all of us. You know, it's what we all are trying to do as human beings. You know, go back trying to discover who we are. You know, through this matrix, through this experience, all the experiences that we have in life. You know, we're trying to figure out what's our purpose and all that. So, you know, but in order to go forward, you have to, you know, go backwards, you know, get the roots and, you know, figure out where you came from, who you are, and start there from the beginning. So it's a gift that kind of keeps giving, you know what I mean? And yeah, it's just been the journey making this Sankofa record, all the songs. It's just been really, really an incredible time starting, you know, even before, you know, 2019, of course, I was readying this thing and getting it ready.
Right.
But we started, you know, the first single with H.E.R in 2019.
Love that.
And the pandemic hit.
Mm-hmm.
Slowed some things and stopped some other things. And then we went ahead with Vibrant. We went ahead with Cascade.
Yes.
We went again with Woman, and a video to each one of them, as you all know, those who know who I am.
Yeah.
And so now here we are, man. We've released the full length Sankofa to the world, and I want to just offer this to everybody in the world, you know, internationally, and you know, make it as big as possible. Just spread the word, you know.
Spreading the word, I must say, I looked at the CD cover, and I know you're big, and a lot of people know, and some people don't know, like I've been saying.
Yeah,
some people don't know. The CD cover, you have some symbolisms there. You have a lot of symbolism there. Let me just say, the CD cover behind you, the actual African symbol chain that you're wearing, can I say that? Is it safe to say that?
Yeah, the chain, yeah.
Let's talk.
Yes.
Let's talk about that. Let everybody know what's the symbolic thing behind the CD cover, the artwork that.
Yeah. So the again, you know, with Sankofa, that is the Sankofa bird. You know, you look at the bird, he's or she, the bird is, you know, looking backwards while traveling forward, you know, which symbolizes again, you know, go back to get it while traveling forward. So that's the whole thing. Right. It's a bunch of, it's just an amazing, when I just keep thinking about this concept, I mean, it's endless, it's infinite. You know what I mean? It's the beginning and the end, you know, they're all both connected. So you have that. And of course, it's really just my logo, an S. And the S is there like an Egyptian, you know, S. And then it's reflected both ways. So again, it's my reflection, myself. So again, it's cyclical. All these things are connected again.
Right.
And yeah, of course, it's just, man, I'm in black. I wanted it to be simple. I wanted it to resonate, you know. Yeah, and that's what it is. So I hope that people really dig it. And I do a show on the weekends while we were doing it over the pandemic called Woke with Stoke.
Right.
And all of we've created a beautiful little community, you know, virtual community, just, you know, trying to feel together, trying to feel, you know, trying to heal. A lot of people were going through a lot of different things. There were some folks who had COVID. Some people were sick. You know, all of us knew people who either died from it or really close to that.
That's true.
There were some healthcare providers. So the music was a healer throughout the whole time that COVID was going on. It's still going on, but I haven't, you know, since the Sankofa thing really started ramping up, I had been a little busy to try to do it. So they gifted me on my birthday with that actual chain that you see, the Sankofa bird.
Happy belated really birthday, I must say.
I gifted them back.
You gifted them back?
By presenting it on the album. They didn't know that was going to happen. You know?
Right.
Just, you know, but when I came back from Accra, Ghana, everything, it just put it just really nipped everything up perfectly. You know what I mean? So
right.
Because I had another cover up until like the last week.
Oh, you did?
It was a whole different cover. Yeah. So I changed it. Yeah.
Oh.
And so it, you know, these things it just comes. It just kept unfolding. And yeah. So this is what's supposed to be happening, man. At this exact moment in time with me. And it's bigger than me. I'm just walking in the light.
Man, walking in the light, I must say, because at the end of the day, I had the opportunity to sit in on your listening party virtually. I mean, I must say that was. But it was fabulous, man. I loved it. I loved the fact that the way you had Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis. We're gonna get into that. We're definitely gonna get into that. Matter of fact, speaking about Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis, What were their insight on Sankofa? Did they do much? Because I know you a bad man. You'll go in the studio and you'll play everything. You'll do. You have the greatest gift that I must say that one person can hold. You know what I mean? And
there's people, a lot of people have that gift, but yeah, that's pretty much the case. They let me go in and do what I do,
right?
And they assisted me on things. I mean, where they're good at so many things, but one of the things that they did on this particular CD was they were able to be see in areas that maybe I was too close to, you know. So when I would kind of just take a step back from it and say, here, check this out. Just, I need to step away from it for a couple of days and like, because they say that a barber can't cut the back of his own head, right? So
that's true.
They were my barber, and so that really helped with that. And they had me a couple of alley oops, so to speak. And we just went to work, man. So I mean, they're very good at it's so many different things, but they've been so instrumental since the beginning, of course, because we were on their Perspective Records with Edition. So this is full circle. So it means a lot. It's really amazing. And then also for them connecting the dots, they're on there after 35 years for them.
Wow.
All of this, the success with Janet and everybody who they've done, SOS and Mariah and Gladys Knight and New Edition, yada. I mean, the list goes on.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
They really are proud. They've been wanting me to do this for quite a while, and so here we are, and we launched it, and it is it's a great sonic piece.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah. I must say. Yeah, I must say. I want to welcome the guests. They in the building. I see you guys comments and things. Stokley is here. He's here. I want to welcome you guys. I must say, we're going to open up some, conversation. I mean, we're going to open up some questions for Stokley if you have, in a little bit. But right now, we're still on the Sankofa thing. I mean, if you just tuned in, man, Stokley is in the building. He's here. He touched down. That's my bro. He touched down. He always stand tall on things. That's how black people, that's how we do. When we support each other, when you got good folks, hey, man, they share the sugar, right? You like that? Pay it forward. You gotta pay it forward sometimes. You gotta share the sugar, man. I thank you for stopping by again. I must say. Now, Stokley, my next question. I must say, you got some big artists, man, that you're working with, man. On the Sankofa, man. We got H.E.R, we got WALE. I mean, let's talk about it. Can we talk about it?
Yeah, got Snoop, got Kitty, got the Bonfire.
Yes.
Man, it's pretty H.E.R. I mean, it's amazing people. Yeah. I definitely wanted some collaborators just to add some more spice and some different colors, and some different textures, some different layers,
Okay.
And it worked out perfectly with every one of them, from the Bonfire to WALE, Kitty, H.E.R, H.E.R, Snoop, all of it just really worked. It fit perfectly. I had my wish list of people, and they fit into the songs, and we just, perfectly collaborated. It made it, such a seamless fit, So, and I think everybody, so far, everybody seemed to think so,
People
commented really positively.
Yeah. I must agree. What was it like working with H.E.R? I mean, let me ask this question though. Is it, because I know at the moment, were we still in a pandemic when you were working on your on Sankofa? Were we still there?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So were you in the studio with people? Give us a look on how things went when it came to doing music.
What the pandemic did is it shut us down, but it also enabled us to discover some more technology we weren't aware of or had not actually tried before. So one of the things that we did, other than Snoop, because Snoop, went to LA and he worked on it at the Flight Time Studios in LA. Right. And so that was cool. So that was the only contact, in reality. But everything else was virtual. But how we did it was, like, say for instance, the Bonfire, she was in the East Coast, and I'm home, but we're able to get on, and there was a an app that you can use to communicate the music, like pretty much. There's a little bit of latency, so
Right.
the timing is just a little bit, just like milliseconds.
Mm-hmm.
But we're on FaceTime, and then I'm just explaining what needs to be done, and what she's doing, what she's doing, and just through virtual, and it was pretty crazy, pretty much like that with her,
Right.
and everybody else, Kitty, same thing.
Right.
So it was kind of cool to do it like that, though, because it's like, wow, this is wild, they're right there in the moment, and you hear it through the speakers, they're not here, but I see them on FaceTime, and I'm like, so yeah, it was a really cool experience as well. So I don't mind it, just different.
Right. Right. I mean,
it's best together, of course. It's best,
right.
In reality, but for a just to shake it up a little bit, it was all right. It was all right.
I know it was. Because I can tell through the music that the vibe was still on, as if y'all was in the studio,
Yeah.
Because the feeling, like, okay, so my question, I think I'm pretty sure a lot of Peptalk fans, they want to know too as well. Like, what was the vibe like with her? Like, what's her energy like?
Well, we were virtual, so
virtual, right?
One was more. She just really chill, man, but just got a lot of musical energy. It's just like her vibe is just. She is, something to look for in the future. To me, she's just getting started.
Yeah,
she's just getting started.
Phenomenal.
She's getting revved up, so she's gonna carry. She's got her festival going on. I mean, there's a lot that she's doing. You see on commercials, but aside from that, that's just a byproduct of what she's actually about, which is the musicianship.
Exactly.
She came out with that, because she wanted the music to speak for herself, for itself. That's why you saw the whole silhouette thing.
Yes.
That's why I believe, the name H.E.R. It's like the name don't matter. Let the music speak. The look don't matter. Let the music speak. So I mean, I think that's beautiful.
Right,
what she's blossomed into and blossoming into is amazing. So I'm really honored to have her on this as well.
Oh man, that's dope. We know you're a multi-Grammy nominated singer, songwriter, producer. Is there anybody that, like, right now that you want to write for, or you have written for, that you can tell us?
There's a lot of people
I'd
love to work with, work with, period.
Yeah.
The ones that I can name right now would be Masego. Love Masego. I love Lucky Day.
Okay.
I love to work with. You see each other in passing a lot. Is a Common. I mean, I like his musicality and his music. I still love Erica Badu. She's just amazing to me. Spirit, energy. Solange. There's a lot of people.
Right.
A lot of people. Yeah.
99%, I must say, you have produced on this Sankofa. Am I saying it right? 99% of the production you have.
About 90, 96, 95. The H.E.R. song and Woman collaborated with S. on Woman. Amazing producer who's done stuff with Bieber and so many other people. But it was just when I heard that, manager was like, this is something vibe we've been looking for. And I was working on a bunch of different things, and it was just one of those moments like, I need this, and then maybe just somebody else will work on something else, and then we'll collab and I'll put some stuff on top of it. And that's pretty much how the H.E.R. record and Woman happened. So, but everything else, it was just me in here painting. There using my paint, red, yellow, magenta, purple. Yeah.
Picasso is what you are, I must say. Woman. Let's talk about Woman. The title, man. What made you want to do a song? Because I'm gonna be honest with you, it's in my play. I always say this, Stokley. All your music is in my playlist. It's nothing that you have not done that's not in my playlist. I must say, it's in my playlist.
Thank you, man.
I travel with it. I'm going to Mexico in another 6 days. I'm gonna have Stokley on the plane with me. It's my brother. I gotta have his music in my playlist. But
thank you, man.
You're welcome. You're so welcome. You're welcome.
I'm glad to go fast.
It does.
Today, man. Get you trip. I love it. Yeah.
It does. I'm gonna get back to the woman, but I want to tell you. Let me give you my story. I have to give you my story, Stokley. Sometimes, you know, these stories are good conversational pieces for you guys as entertainers when I get y'all on Peptalk, I must say.
Yeah.
So, when I think about Pretty Brown Eyes with Mint Condition, my Lord, I can tell you a story where I was in the Bronx, because, you know, I used to go to school in the Bronx.
Yeah.
Most of my time is spent in New York. You know, me and you had this conversation before about where I'm from.
Yeah.
Pretty Brown Eyes used to be when I get to school, I would have that playing. You know, you're not allowed to have headphones in school sometimes.
Right.
So I'll have the headphones on. The first day of school, I would have Pretty Brown Eyes playing. And as I'm going to share my story with Stokley so he'll know.
All right.
So I have Pretty Brown Eyes playing, and I'll be looking for the next pretty brown eyed female to walk by. If she pretty, I'm on her. But that was my motivation song. It gave me confidence because of the wordplay you guys put in that song. That's one of my all-time favorite songs, I must say. Pretty Brown Eyes.
Yes, it's a lot of people think. I'm just so appreciative, man, and so glad that that song has stood up so long.
Right.
And people even now who discover it, man, love is like, oh, it's like it's new, and it's, you know, parts of it have been sampled by other people, and it's just that's what music is supposed to do, capture that moment in time in your life, and, you know, you can go back to it and feel good about it.
Yes.
And yeah, man, and it's, you know, sometimes it's not a good thought when you listen to music, but it's still, you remember it. It's not, even though it's not good, it's like, I still dig it, you know, just because it evokes some kind of emotion. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah, I must say, emotions, that's what it does for me, all your music. And I must say, let's get back to Woman, the new song.
Yes.
The Woman. A lot of your songs are catered so much to women, I must say. It really is. It really is. Are you an only child?
Oh, no.
You sing like an only child. Like, you know what I mean? You know, I love my mama. I love the woman. You know?
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Only child. That's, you know, but I'm a middle child. But, you know, my mother taught me how to love, you know.
Right.
And, had a good example in her. And I just appreciate that. And I think just what really moved me to do something like that, and we're talking with my, you know, along with my contributors, you know, writing contributors,
right?
Shakespeare. We sit down and talk about, you know, just all kinds of different things, you know,
right?
And that being, you know, the biggest and the most important producers in the world are women. Without them, we would nobody.
That's a fact. That is such a fact.
So.
Yes.
And
yes.
And not only that, but there's all kinds of adversity and challenges that women have, you know, especially women of color, Black women.
Yeah.
And I just want to always balance the scales a little bit, because there's always going to be chatter. There's always going to be this an uphill battle. It's been had a rough go. So there's just a lot of negativity out here. So I always like to try to balance the scales, and I think it can always fit in some person's life, in a woman's life. So it's pretty much self-explanatory, but this one specifically, I wanted to speak to, as you see, the different textures, different shades of Black that we come in, different hairstyles, just what we contribute, just in case we forgot the beauty of it all. You know what I mean? So I think it's really beautiful, the colors that we wear, you know, how amazing it is. So I think that shines, you know, with whatever culture you're from. I mean, I think that shines through. Be proud of who you are. This is what I saw growing up, and I'm going to celebrate that and continue. I'll always be complimentary to women, you know, because I think it's needed, you know, just help balance the scales a little bit.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. I love that. I love the fact that we have artists like you that are able to balance that scale, because a lot of people are not speaking volume to women in a lot of these songs if it's not something derogatory, or, you know, that we exactly we're not doing that.
Put it in your ornament. I mean, there's a time for turn up, and I like that too. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. I mean, it's great. There's a time for that. There's a time for music that you just don't want to think. You know, you need dumb music sometimes. You just stop. You know, you need this, you know.
Right. That's true.
But
that's
you
true.
know, that's why I say to balance it out. You know, you got, you know, life is made up of opposites. We need that. You know what I mean? So, yeah, that's where I come in. You know?
Yes, and coming in, Pauls, is what you do. I must say, you definitely, man, groundbreaking music from day one. You've been at it consistent. You know, you've been very consistent when it comes to this music game, and we so appreciate you, Stokley. We appreciate you, brother. We really do. We really do. I'm gonna say, those that are just tuned in, we here with Stokley. We kicking it on Pep Talk, man. We talking about that brand new Sophomore album, man. The Sophomore Album, Sankofa. I must say, it's a dope album. If you haven't downloaded it, go download it. Go download it. We got some late comers, Stokley. We gonna let them in. Let's let them in.
All right.
Let's let them in.
All right.
Hello, Kim. Welcome, Kim. Welcome. Stokley is in the building. Yes, he is.
Welcome, people.
Yes, sir. So, Stoker, can we open it up for a little questions for the panel, for people to ask? If you got a question for Stokley, come with it. Now's the time to ask Stokley your question.
Okay. Oh, we got a panel. I didn't realize. All right.
Yeah, we got a panel here, man. These they were waiting, bro. Oh, okay. Someone wants to know, a quick step away from the Sankofa, but will we ever get to hear the version of Level with Lettucey? You did something with Lettucey? Oh my God, I'm off my game.
Level was a duet, so we were, you know, I saw it after. So we actually, she came in the studio in LA. Went out there and she sang it. So yeah, I do have a version with her. But at the time, with her label and everything, you know, she was really upset. She was like, I'm not able to do it because, you know, the conflict of the timing, didn't want the single. Her single's coming out. This one's coming out. They wanted to compete, which I understand. So, but I left her on the background. So that's her on some of the background too. On you hear Level. Yeah.
Ooh. I didn't even know that.
I'll have to talk to her and talk to people. See, you know, at some point that would be cool. You know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That was a good question, Natasha. Thank you for that question. I think that was you who asked that question. Yes. Thank you for that question. That's a dope question. We open it up for questions. You guys are here, man. Stokley's in the building. Come on with the questions. Y'all want to ask the questions? Come on. Ask him a question. He's here. Mid condition. I mean, Stokley's on. He's in the building. Ask him some questions. Come on. I mean, I know Okay, you know, so if you want to ask questions, ask your question, okay? We're not going to do the applause. Y'all say it's drowning out. I appreciate that. But I want you guys to ask your questions to Stokley. Can you hear me when I say that? Let's do that. I mean, you guys are here. I know y'all have things on your mind and things you want to ask him, so he's in the building. But my question I want to ask, and this is just one of my own questions, will we ever see another Mint Condition tour?
I hope so, man. I think I'm asked this all the time, and
right.
You know, I guess whenever it's not just up to me, it's up to everybody. What everybody's doing, you know,
right,
at a given time. So we will see. I would think that would be a great thing, you know, for us, for the fans, and you know, I always say we come back and, you know, compare notes, and for what we've been doing the last several years, you know, individually, and you know, come on here and blaze it out real quick. You know,
that would be dope. I can't wait to see that. I definitely can't wait to see that. Len wants to know, Stokley, you are an inspiration, light through your writing, music, and life energy. What gives you the inspiration daily?
It's life, just recommitting yourself, and trying to push yourself past what you know is comfortable for you,
Mm-hmm.
and past what learn something new every day, and you just try to keep pushing. I mean, it's just challenges every day, and you try to get better and better. And each day that you're able to wake up, get that gift, you try to make it better than the previous day. So I think just life, man, and just the older you get, you realize how precious it is. So you try
Right.
not to waste it.
Mm-hmm.
Your earlier years, you make, so many mistakes, and, you fall down. You're like, oh, I can't do that again. Or I'll do more of this. I should
Right.
do more of that, less of
Right.
that. You learn how to mix it up. You learn from your mistakes, as I say, and you just keep moving and try to better yourself, and, realize that the gift that you have is healing. For a while, long time when I was younger, I didn't realize the gift, like the power that was in it. So now just realizing that and leaning into it,
Mm-hmm.
and just learn whatever else in life that can help enrich my life. If it's something that's not music,
Right.
then I want to do that too. So, yeah, just having different experiences with life, with people, listening to conversations, and trying to pay attention.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
just yeah.
I love that. I love that. Jay Castro wants to know, a lot of the sound and influences can be heard on the album. What was your favorite song from this album?
What is my favorite? I don't know if I have a favorite. I have that bounces moment to moment depending on the mood that I'm in.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
People have heard me do some interviews, and that's truly what it is. I can't say when it's like picking my favorite finger. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? They
Right.
each have a purpose, and depending on when I need it, if I
Mm-hmm.
need this to point, then it's going to be this one.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
if I'm looking at, if I'm in a kind of a slow ballad, sensual mood, then Cafe would be cool. You
Mm-hmm.
know, um, if I'm kind of in a reflective mood, maybe Lost or even Sankofa. If I want to
Right.
dance or something like that, it might be Vibrant.
Ooh,
You know,
love that song. I
yeah.
love that song. That is a vibe song. It's a vibe. I must
Yeah,
say, I
yeah.
love that one. I love that one. Um, okay, Natasha. What was the decision for including Voodoo in the show pre-release?
We just liked it. We felt vibe. You know what I mean? Just wanted to. We always put stuff in there. Even before the release of my first solo, I
Mm-hmm.
did kind of like what I guess some would call it a soft open
Right.
before the album came out, and did a lot of the stuff off the first album before anybody heard anything, because I just wanted to test it. Now people are used to hearing their favorite songs, and they cheer when it comes on, and that because it's familiar. But
Right.
I wanted a different experience, not only for them but for myself too,
Right. Right.
and go back to when I grew up, we did original songs, and
Mm-hmm.
nobody knew them, so it was just basically based off of the way that you perform it, and just organic. If they like the song, if they like the melody, if they like the lyrics, and you perform it. That's how people really pretty much broke records back in the day. You didn't know, there was no radio play. Sometimes it was just, man, I like that song. Original bands around the way. That's how they came up. So I just wanted to start from there, on the first solo CD, and continue that. I have, flashes of that. Um, and I'm going to have flashes of that. I'm going to continue to do that as I
Right.
release new material. So that was an example of that. So Voodoo was, I thought it just felt really good. It's chock full of so many different influences from. I mean, you can definitely hear trap in there. You can definitely hear reggae in there.
Mm.
You can definitely hear blues in there.
Yeah.
All three of those are really strong genres that still live today. So mixing that up was really, really special. So yeah, there's something about it that's tribal, something about it that's really it's kind of get you in a mood. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I
So
get
we
it.
just liked it. Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
Thank you.
Latasha, she got some great questions, I must say. Are you already thinking about a third solo project?
Well, my fourth one is done, pretty much. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot. There's a lot. So we'll see what happens. Because it's again, you have to remember, we had a lot of time even before the pandemic. There's
Right.
a lot of songs that I work on, a few different projects here and there, and then the pandemic happened, so which even gave you a little bit more time. So, and a little bit more thinking and reflecting and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, I mean, this is, we're going to, like I said, we're going to work our way slowly through this one.
Okay.
And just, spread the word, and we'll see what, I'm just going to listen to my spirit and see what this takes me. It feels really good. And just continue on this path for a little while,
I love it. I love it. Great path, I must say. Speaking of paths, I have my own, I got my questions too. I've heard you went to I heard you went to Ghana. What was that experience like?
Mind blowing, man. And have you been?
Never. Too expensive for me.
Go. No, you got there's ways to get there inexpensive.
But, oh really? We got to talk off screen about that, Stokley. You got to help me out.
But the thing is, look, man, it's worth saving up to go. I mean, I think every human being should go, really, just to see, touch ground.
Right.
Touch ground there. I mean, it's so much to see, it's so much to feel. And then there's the connection that you get there. The spiritual connection is something that is still overwhelming.
Right.
I'm going to be unpacking that for years, you know what I mean?
Right.
And, I couldn't even keep up with my own journal. There was, so much happening real time. It's like, man, I can't write and experience. So it's kind of like people at a concert and have the phone up. There's no possible way that you can be inside that moment when you're sitting there looking at your phone, looking at somebody live. You're already there. So
yeah,
and I understand you're trying to capture a moment, but there's no way that little camera, that little lens,
right, is
going to capture. You might capture a couple moves, a couple melodies, but you're not going to capture all the energy.
Yeah, yeah.
People aren't going to get it. You know what I mean? So, I mean, to some degree they will. And so it's like, it'll remind you of how it felt. I guess that's what you want. But so it's kind of like that, man. Being there made so many connections, spiritual connections. And it was just uplifting, man. And I was there way too short of a time. And definitely got to go back. Got to get some food, some more food, some clothes, some stories, visit some places, you know what I mean, and really get the history of what it is. So, yeah, it was really nice. Where we shot the woman video was at a fort. It was a slave fort,
right,
called Metacross, and I think I might have talked about that before. And it was really man, it was mind blowing. We had a guy that was there telling us the history of it, and it was just really, really transformative. So, yeah, man, it was a beautiful trip, and I can't wait to go back. Sure.
I must say, when I saw the kids, I ain't gonna lie, that touched me so much, because at the end of the day, when you look at the children in these other foreign countries, it's like, they look like they don't have much. And it gives me that sense of appreciation, because I'm like saying to myself that, when you do see these commercials and they say, give this and do this, and you look at them and you just go by them. You don't even, and I'm a victim of that. But when I saw the giving of the children and how innocent they were out there when you went.
Yeah, and here's the thing. It doesn't mean, because you don't have much, doesn't mean that you are not satisfied or happy. It's just like, ignorance is bliss sometimes. It's like what you have, you make the most of. You know what I mean? And sometimes having too much is too much. You know what I mean? But they were just so appreciative, and they were sitting there, hanging out with them and talking with them, and just seeing that fire and that excitement in their eyes. When me and Kitty were there with the kids, and they were on set watching how a video was put together. I mean, just amazing. Just watch them, and they're sitting there dancing and playing and laughing. I'm like, it was just a joy to be around that kind of energy. You know what I mean? And from they're speaking another language, but it was clear that's like we're speaking the same language. Like, man, they're looking. It's like I look like them, they look like me. And they saw themselves in me, which was really great. So, and I see myself in them. So, I really, really appreciated that moment, those moments. So, I hope to have that again and bring something back.
Right. I love it. Natasha wants to know. She said, "What was the biggest lesson you learned or discovered about yourself while in Africa?"
The biggest lesson, I don't know if there's a biggest, but I mean, there's a few things that, stood out. Um, which is, I mean, and very simple things. When I look at like how us black folks, how we're loud with color, we love color, and we like, we we like to peacock a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That comes from something. That comes from
Yes.
royalty,
Mm-hmm.
and it comes from it's not a braggadocious thing or anything like that. It's cultural.
Right.
And a lot of
Mm-hmm.
cultures do that. In Indian culture, it's very colorful. In Asian culture, they're colorful. So I mean, we dress like the colors of the earth, like plants. There's
Mm-hmm.
deep, rich colors. You know what I mean? So it's not just brown and black and blue. You know what I mean?
Right.
Those are great colors too. But it's like it's like the colors of the sun, rainbow. Colors of the
Right.
rainbow kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, that was really like, wow, this is really, we get this honestly.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, I get it. Okay. The way that we, food, the same thing. We like to cook with color, and we
Mm-hmm.
make a. The biggest thing to me was that making a way out of nowhere. They are so damn creative,
Mm.
on the spot. It's just ridiculous. I mean, I'm
Right.
still blown away by people just the simplest things like making bracelets on the street while the guy's talking to me.
Right.
Like, yeah, I don't have time, man, for you. He's like, no, don't worry, I'll walk with you and I'll make you a bracelet. Right? It's like right here.
Wow.
It's just these fine pieces of string. And in 5-10 minutes, he's sitting there talking while I'm walking to the car. And I'm like, there were like 7 bracelets, by the way, he made. I'm like,
Oh my God.
I'm like, what am I witnessing? This is like, yeah, I mean, so it's really, really crazy, man. And
Right.
yeah, so it was beautiful to see and witness that. But there's so many things that I don't know that I'd love to experience, that I'd love to hear the stories, and just to kind of continue to make that connection. But they were very appreciative that I was there. Like, why are you here? I mean, why Ghana? And I'm like, I told them about, and they know our history here too. And everything. I said, man, look, brothers and sisters, we've been separated far too long, man. Ain't it been long enough for you? 'Cause I know for me and a lot of us here, it's been, we don't know. So we're curious and we want to know.
Mm-hmm.
And, the whole time we're there, they're like, welcome home, brother.
Wow.
So
Wow.
that felt really good. And it was just like a connection immediately.
Right. Right. I love it. I love it. Someone said, I don't know about this concert in Kentucky. They said, does this happen a lot to artists? If so, who covers the expense for this?
What's that? Kentucky. Oh, in Louisville.
Louisville, Kentucky.
Talking about where I was just there with Isley's and Charlie Wilson.
Oh,
and
you was there with Charlie Wilson. Okay.
So it does happen. When you put, first of all, Charlie Wilson, the Isley's, you're talking about, those are 2 huge catalogs. Right?
Yes. Mm-hmm. Facts.
Each one can fill up 5 hours themselves. So
true. That's true.
I was, to be honest with you, I was ready for something like that. We didn't. What they're alluding to is I didn't get a chance to perform because it ran out of time, and they have a curfew at a lot of these venues, and you run over that, the promoter gets fined. So I got cut from the show. Which, sometimes it does happen. Not a lot. I think the last time, it hasn't happened in years and years and years, since Mint days, early Mint days.
Mm-hmm.
But no, they pay me.
That's right. I get cut, but I get that cut check. Right.
So I mean, that's all good. But it's not about just the money. It's like fans showed up.
That's true too.
That's what happens. You know what I mean? And but it's more so, it's like we wanted to really perform, and we got this new product. People want to hear it. We want to share the stage with these amazing people.
Definitely.
And that's what it was really about. So we feel bad that, and I feel sad that I wasn't able to come out there and greet the folks from the stage and say, hey, it's been a while since I've seen you, yada yada yada. But we'll be back again. It just gives me more time for next time, because again, as I said, those 2 acts are, I mean, the Isaacs go back to 1959, Twist and Shout. So they're going to be there on stage for a minute. So it only leaves me a little bit of time, 30, 40 minutes, and that's just where I'm just getting warmed up. So it gives an opportunity to come back to Louisville and really do it on a larger scale for a longer period of time.
I love it. Let me ask you a question. I always wondered, comedians say this a lot when it comes to like, oh, like rest in peace, Bernie Mac. I saw a documentary on Bernie Mac, and they used to say Bernie Mac is he's a tough act to, go behind. Once Bernie gets up on that stage,
I heard,
that. Yeah. Do you find that it's like that in the music game as well? Like with you guys who have been doing it for years, like what would you say, Stokley, being on tour with certain people, what person was the toughest act to actually go behind after they got off the stage?
I don't know. There's a lot of people who have. Let's say there's a lot of people who have great show. Charlie has a great show.
Right.
There's many people who have great show, but the thing is, like even with me and with men, I'm so focused on what it is that I have to do, so in my own energy that I'm not sure. Like whoever can go before it can blaze it up. That's great.
Yeah.
But I know that my responsibility is, just to be show my art and everything that I've worked on in my lifetime to show that up. That's why people come to the party, for it.
Yeah.
And equally as good as whatever, people are yelling for right before we come on, whichever group I've been with, and there's always people who are, you know what, I will say there's one time I will say this, and we all agree with Mint. We were at a party that we did for Flight Time's 10th anniversary.
Okay.
And we did it at this hotel. It was more of a private thing. So Janet was there and some of her dancers and, a lot of people from from Perspective Records.
Okay.
All of us artists were there. We had to get the chance to play.
Okay.
And our label mates, you've heard of the group band Low Key.
Okay.
KC Mo, Kansas, Missouri.
Yeah.
Shout out to them.
Shout out to them. Yes.
Yes. And they had a horn section, everything, man. And I gotta say, we all in Mint, we were just, we had a nice show and whatnot, but they came on and blazed the hell out of that shit.
Right.
Okay. We were like, oh, okay, yeah. I mean, we did well. It was cool, but it was like, to this very day, you ask any one of us about that, it's the same thing. They killed it.
Because I've seen Mint Condition. I've seen you on stage with a live band, and I must say, man, you something else, bro. I mean, like, you hold your own on that stage, Stokley. So that's the reason why I asked that question, because I know how you are up there, man. You in your own zone. Like, I was looking at, I'm going to be honest with you. You kind of, and I don't know if I can say this, but I think I could. Morris Day has a band too. And back in the day when Morris Day used to, you give me that realm when it comes to that, that vibe. Like when he's up there, Morris Day, man, he's something else on when it comes to a live band as well. Do you agree?
Well, that's his thing. I mean, you gotta remember that all these cats come from live bands. That's what it was. And especially here, it was very competitive. Back, Prince and all them brothers was coming through.
Right.
I mean, you better have a show. And that's the other thing. The showmanship was up.
Yeah.
It wasn't just the musicality. It wasn't just. I mean, it was everything. Everything. So that's why I perform the way I do, because it's like the people that I've learned from, locally and nationally, internationally. That's what we do.
Right.
And man, it's even when I hear Prince would say things about when. I think it was the 1999 tour, right before he broke, right before Purple Rain. I remember seeing that tour. And he said, Stokley, the only band I've ever been afraid of is The Time. That's the only,
Wow.
They went to New York and, he said, my managers told me to go home. Like, he didn't put them on the show. And they talk about this openly, The Times, like a couple cities.
Yeah.
Prince had to take them off the bill because it was like they was killing it.
Yeah. Yeah,
they're
a hard act, boy. They're hard and that's why.
Not that Prince wasn't amazing in the genius that he, is,
right.
was. But it's just that sometimes, man, it's, it resonates different. It just hit different, as they say. It was hit different.
It definitely does. It definitely does. Which brings me back to my next question. You got younger generations that they really not into the live band and the live things. I mean, what's your take on the younger generation, the music that's happening now? How do you feel about it?
I think it's just about exposure, honestly,
Right.
because when they see it and feel, there's nothing like live. Yes, you can have with some people, not all, because I don't know all, the younger generation, but some of the ones I've dealt with that I see, and the
Right.
comments that I hear are, once they're in it, and see that, all this stuff can be played and manipulated, just all the way that all these computer generated sounds and, loops and that kind of thing. It
Mm-hmm.
could be a live element can be integrated. And that's pretty much like, I like to integrate some of those things in there myself. It
Right.
just makes for a better show. It makes for a more interesting blend and mix of sounds.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But once you see, even like a lot of rappers, you know, there's nothing like a live band. It's like,
It's
to
not.
me, you can start out, doing track shows or pre-recorded music, but then if you have to have, if you're selling out like, Wembley Arena or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
you don't just want it to be you up there. You want to have people like to look at people. You know what I
That's
mean?
true. Mm-hmm.
It's like whatever,
Mm-hmm.
whoever's the lead person up there, it's like you watch them for a little, you want to see the bass player. You want to see a dance. You want to see the drummer.
Yes.
People up
Yes.
there sweating
Yes.
because it's a reflection of each other. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
man, we're all in this thing together. It's just like looking around the crowd. Everybody's bobbing their head or dancing or smiling or whatever.
Right.
And I think that's just a natural thing to want to. It's a goal to get to, I think. And I see a lot of people who, even, Kanye, he has elements of live instrumentation. I've seen him a few different ways, do his thing. So, I mean, I think that is something that if they're not exposed to it and then they hear it, it's like, oh, wow.
Yeah.
It can elevate your sound in a way that they never thought possible. When the studio, like say WALE and some of the younger hip hop heads, they're like, man, wow, they play live instruments in there too. That's crazy. What? Like, yo, man, we need to get somebody out on art. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's really funny to see that, but it's great, and I think it's just growth.
Right.
Just like hip hop has discovered melody now, of course,
Mm-hmm.
because there's a lot of people rap who sing melody now,
Mm-hmm.
and that was it was just about rhyme and cadence before. So now it's growing, it's elevated to a different place, different zone.
Right.
So
Mm-hmm.
I think it's happening, and it's one of those things where I think just being the exposure, and we'll see what happens, but it's gonna morph and change as music does, genres do. So
Yeah, definitely. So, leading up to my last and final question, Stokley, are you on tour? Are you touring now?
we're doing spot dates.
Spot date.
We're putting our feet in the water, just granted, this COVID thing, we don't know what
Right.
it's doing.
Right.
At the mercy of that. So we have just spot dates here and there.
Okay.
I have dates, and go to iStokley.com.
iStokley.com.
.com, and
Okay.
go look at the show dates. I got stuff in October, November, December, a few things here and there. So really getting ready for next year. But it's yeah, man, it's a few things here. So I'm just taking nothing for granted. So each time we hit the stage, that's what I tell people, if we don't come to your exact area, if you're able to, come and get on with this. There's a couple of shows, like a lot of them are with other artists. I can say there's one that we have, was it November 13th?
Okay.
I believe it's in that's in Maryland.
Mm-hmm.
So that's just me. If you want to get in a more expansive show, come to that one, fly, take road trip. So that's going to be just me. Where's another? Oh, if anybody's in California, in the Bay Area.
Mm-hmm.
So San Jose, San Fran, Oakland. I'll be in San Leandro, California on the what's the date? Look up on my website.
Okay. Give them the website one more time, please, Stokley. One more time for those
that's iStokley.com. iStokley.com.
Okay.
And
great.
go, fly out, take a road trip, whatever. But it's that one. There's another one in Houston too. That will be just me.
Okay.
And we're gonna get it. We're gonna get it.
Oh man, I love it. I must say, man, Stokley, I want to say thank you for stopping by, coming to the show and chatting with us, man. It's been so great, man. Every time you come to the to the show, Pep Talk, you always welcome. You know how the vibe is, man. Me and you get on here, I can talk to you forever, but I know you got things that you got to do, and I just want to say, man, continue giving us that vibe music, that great music, man. We really appreciate you. You guys, we thank you for stopping by. Stokley came in the building. This is another Pep Talk.
Yes, thank you, man, for all that you do. Really,
yeah.
Thank you for your platform.
I appreciate you.
Us artists really need people like you, and I love your energy, man. God bless you and your family, man. Continue, pushing forward.
Thank you. I will, Stokley. I definitely, with guys like you, man, I can't do nothing but push forward, man. Thanks for stopping by Pep Talk.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is another segment of Pep Talk. I'm D. Mole. Thanks for stopping by. Go get all that stuff, man. Go get that Sankofa, man. Go get it, man. Go download it. Y'all gotta go download it.
Go to the website too. I have actual CDs, signed CDs at iStokley.com.
Y'all heard. Go to the website, y'all. He signed CDs. He's actually doing the footwork, the hand. You can actually get your signed CD on the website. So go check it out, man. Once again, Stokley, I appreciate you.
Man, Stokley here, y'all, hanging out with man Mole. All right, on Lavish Life.
Sankofa makes history a current event. It looks back, but it's always going forward.